Have you ever heard of Xiamen Air? Well, probably not, but as they are offering pretty sweet deals, many give them a shot, including me. Flying on the fourth largest Chinese airline from Japan to France for only around $300, what could go wrong? Today we will be flying from Kansai International Airport near Osaka, Japan, over to the metropolis of Xiamen, located in China's Fujian province. From there we will board a rather unusual 787 Dreamliner flight over to the city of disappointment, Paris. In this video I'll take you through the first leg of our journey from Osaka to Xiamen on board the 737. Stay tuned for next week's upload, where I'll cover the second flight. Spoiler alert, it features some unexpected surprises, like cabin crew members moving around the cabin during takeoff, facial recognition cameras, and other bizarre experiences you won't want to miss. So make sure to sub and hit the bell so you won't miss it. Kansai Airport is one of two international airports serving Osaka and is located in the Bay of Osaka. Yes, in the bay. KIX sits on an artificial island connected to the mainland by a bridge, and this being Japan, there are obviously about a million weird-looking trains crossing it every day. Right at the mainland, there's a train station connected to some kind of amusement park/outlet venue where we spend our final hours before flying Xiamen Air. On a side note, that's what a public toilet in Japan looks like. They are at almost any train station, and despite being free, they are cleaner than the Pope's criminal record. I swear, I'd rather eat here on the floor than at my local Burger King, but we are not here to do camera recordings on Japanese toilets, because there are certainly other individuals out there who do that. But we're here to review Xiamen Air, so let's head to the airport and find out for ourselves. Our train leaves from Nankai Izumisano Station and will take us in about 8 minutes over to Kansai International Airport. A ticket will set you back 520 Japanese yen or about $3 with multiple trains operating per hour. Despite Japan's reputation for progress and efficiency, if you have ever been to Japan, you will know that its train system is rather confusing and the ticketing seems a bit outdated. Welcome to Kansai International Airport. With still enough time in our pockets and some doubts about flying with Xiamen Air in our mind, we leave the train station behind us and head over to the terminal building. While this airport consists of two terminals, most airlines leave from Terminal 1, including Xiamen Air. The check-in area is about a 5 to 10 minute walk from the train station. But first we have to climb this monstrous thing, which, no joke, has to be the longest and highest escalator I've ever been on. Finally arriving at the check-in area, we're greeted by a massive queue, and I'm really looking forward to joining it because no flight is perfect if you don't have to wait at least an hour. And Xiamen Air really delivers on that. You see, they even have a dedicated online check-in counter with obviously no one waiting in line because there is no online check-in for this flight. Finally, we are through and are greeted by a packed but beautifully designed airport. With not much time left and another huge queue at the duty-free, obviously I have to join after I see that Marlboro Gold is being sold for $21 per carton. I mean, stop telling me that Japan is expensive. If you could somehow find a way to buy more than the legal limit, you could easily make enough money to pay for your holiday, even if you still sell the packs dirt cheap at home, but yeah, I guess that would be probably considered smuggling, so don't do that. Another thing you shouldn't do is to queue up at a family mart when you're already late, because if you hadn't found this shortcut through the back rooms, we most likely would have missed our flight. No, but actually not, because our flight is late. and we arrive at the same time at the gate as our 737, which will take us to China. The delay, however, gives me a chance to explore the terminal a bit more, and believe me, there is plenty to see. At 1.7 km long, this monster of a terminal is the world's longest, and with nearly 32 million passengers and tons of freight moving through, Kansai is a big deal in Japan. Finally, after a bit of a delay, it's time to board our 737, which will whisk us away to China tonight. The crew is friendly and professional as they welcome us on board. While the plane might not be the youngest bird in the sky, it's clean and functional. But once seated, the air ventilation mysteriously shuts off, leaving the cabin a bit warm and sticky. Luckily, the crew hands out refreshing towels and drinking water, a much appreciated gesture. We are also reminded that the cabin is under video surveillance and that drug use on board is a no-go before we push back and start our journey to China. Taking a closer look at our seat, it's a bit dated but comfortable enough. With 79 cm of legroom, we're dealing with a standard fare here. The tray table is generously sized, though the non-functioning ventilation system is still a drag. Also, there is no in-flight entertainment or Wi-Fi, but we do have a magazine. Too bad it's not in English. After takeoff, the fancy curtain separating us from business class is drawn. And a little later, dinner service kicks off, starting with some nuts to whet the appetite. But just as the real meal is about to reach us, Turbulence hits and the service grinds to a halt, literally one row ahead of us. Classic. So I spent the next hour pretending to read the Chinese in-flight magazine, eagerly waiting for the food to finally make its way to my tray. When eventually dinner is being served, it's worth the wait. I'm generally surprised how much food they've packed in, especially for an economy class meal on a short 3-hour flight. Also, the presentation is quite unique since it isn't your typical plastic tray affair. Instead, dinner comes in a cardboard box, which makes it feel like an unboxing experience. So let's dive in and see what Xiamen Air has in store for us. Compared to what you get on most other airlines in economy class, especially on such a short flight, the catering really doesn't leave anything to be desired. The cardboard box contains some kind of pastry, of which I have no idea what it could be. It tastes sweet and has a very particular taste. Other than that, I find this bag, which contains nuts, if I remember correctly, and this bag with something that tastes like pickled ginger. Moreover, the box contains this mini fruit basket with melons and a tomato. The last item in the box is this yogurt drink, which comes in a bottle that looks like a nuclear bomb for hobbits. Along with that, we get served a hot meal consisting of rice and something that I believe to be fish and pork. Though I have no idea what it actually is, it tastes remarkable, and I'd certainly stuff one more in my big skinny fat tummy. We are obviously also provided with tableware and 2 more refreshing towels. So overall, there is really nothing to complain about. In my opinion, few airlines can compete when it comes to catering. And actually, from what I've heard, excellent catering is a common trait among Chinese carriers. I've been told that this is because food plays a significant role in Chinese culture, not just to satisfy hunger, but also to build trust, maintain friendships, and to nurture established networks, something we in the West could certainly learn from. So the reputation of an airline is closely tied to the quality of the food served. And Xiamen Air takes this seriously. Thanks to this strong reputation Xiamen Air enjoys in China, despite being relatively unknown in the West, the airline has expanded significantly since its founding 40 years ago in 1984. Now operating 167 aircraft with 72 more on order. Xiamen Air now serves nearly 100 destinations across Asia, Australia, Europe and North America. The fares are often a lot lower than those of Western airlines, and there are always bargains to be found, especially on long-haul flights. Also for us, the journey isn't over after landing in Xiamen. We still have our 787 flight to Paris, which I'll include here once the video is live. Thanks for watching, feel free to like, check out my other videos and see you soon.